Welcome back to our weekly walkthrough where we bring the above, below, and talk about the transits you should know. So we are in the very action-packed, explosive, mildly harrowing, maximally harrowing week of June 29th through July 5th. I'm talking fast because we have a lot to get through, and I'm probably actually going to end up doing a secondary video on just Monday alone. And this is because Monday we have our full moon, our Mercury retrograde station, and our Jupiter ingress into Leo all happening. So I'm trying to get this out Sunday night so people can prepare. We've been talking about this for a while, but our theme of the week is the builder reversed. With this is not a week for making things. This is a week for figuring out why the things we've made aren't working and where our effort is going that is not helpful. Normal retrograde tips apply about not starting things, but seriously don't. Unless you are absolutely 100% sure and also are using the astrology very deliberately, I really wouldn't recommend starting anything important this week. It's very likely to have the energy to go sideways in it. There's a lot of volatility, a lot of explosiveness, and this is because the Mercury retrograde in Cancer is ruled by a detriment Capricorn moon and is itself ruling the Mars-Uranus conjunction in Gemini. This is a lot of unpredictability. This is a lot of slowness and then sudden fastness that's dysfunctional and aggressive from a place of being under-resourced. So let's jump into it. On Monday, I kept the card that I pulled last week in case I didn't get to y'all in time, which was the Lust reversed, which is a different version of the Strength card. It's kind of hedonic. And then we also have the High Priestess reversed is our new pull for Monday. And so this is a lot of loss of clarity and coping with overindulgence, going too far trying to meet our needs because we're not actually sure what our needs are. But really what is needed is slowness in the face of that frenetic energy. As I said, Monday we get at 1:18 a.m. Mountain Time the Capricorn moon ingress. Moon will trine Chiron and then will sextile the North Node and square Neptune. Then Mercury is going to station in Cancer at 11:35 a.m. and we'll get our full moon at 5:56 p.m. Mars is going to be at the bending of the nodes, adding to that confusion. And then Jupiter at 11:52 p.m. is going to move into Leo. And so all of this together is a lot. And we also have that denial of the completion of the Mercury-Jupiter conjunction. So a lot of the good stuff that felt like it was building may start getting walked back now. A lot of peaceful agreements and things that are for ethical and wise reasons. Actually, we changed our mind on that and now we're going to fight you about it, but we don't actually know why we're fighting you. So Monday, I would recommend if you can just make it a chill day, please do. And if you can't, add in those pauses and gaps wherever you need to. Question things. Don't, if you're feeling the anxiety building, don't make decisions from that place. Give yourself time to ground. Question other people, but don't interrogate them. There's going to be a lot of confusion. Also be extra careful on the roads on Monday, please. And this whole week, if you can avoid fireworks, for real. I know I say that every year, but for real. This year is not the year for it, especially if you're in the US or other countries experiencing heat waves, because half of the US is on fire right now. All right, we're jumping into Tuesday. Tuesday, we don't have a lot transit-wise. It's really just the Capricorn moon square Saturn in Aries, which the full moon is as well. And it's the ruler of it, but we're dealing with two planets that are not where they want to be. And so this could be a lot of body fatigue, a lot of injury. And we have the battle card, and this one is actually for Cancer. And it is a version of the Chariot. It's a rabbit versus a wolf. And the challenge with it is a sideways Seven of Cups, which is, when we rotate it, we get our Seven of Cups reversed. And so this is just feeling like there are no good options and not wanting to do anything and having to push through. Everything feels more contentious, that Gemini Mars. For some people, it's going to be internal, we're fighting ourselves. And for other people, it's just people are being a pain in the ass right now. So on Tuesday, watch your temper and hydrate. Like this whole week, definitely hydrate. Sometimes astrology is very, very literal. And there's some inflammation energy. Also be very careful with electrical outlets and devices right now with Mars near Uranus and Gemini. Like, I'm not even joking. Things could be lethally shocking. So I'm not trying to scare everybody. I just really want you to be prepared. And the best thing we can do right now is just be slow, be cautious, be steady, trust your intuition. Like, we're going to make it through, but not if we don't listen. Like, and that includes to ourselves. Like, I'm not just saying listen to me, like make your own choices, but take precautions. Like, be extra cautious this week. Don't be scared, just be cautious. And be prepared. So on Wednesday, Mercury Day, that's when we're really going to figure out like, oh, this is what this retrograde is about. We get the moon reversed, and that's like the veil is pulled back, and suddenly all the anxieties and stuff, it's like, oh, this is what this actually is. So pay attention to that Cancer sector of your chart. We'll get an opposition to the moon from that retrograde Mercury. Then the moon will move into Aquarius. We'll have our first Aquarius moon opposite Jupiter in Leo, square Chiron in Taurus, trine Gemini Mars. Then Jupiter will square Chiron. The moon will trine Uranus and sextile Neptune and trine Pluto. So Wednesday feels very busy and like, oh, we're getting a lot of clarity. It's a good day to journal, to write down what you're figuring out, to write down what the big picture feels like for you right now. Make notes, reflect, and just, again, don't get in fights with people. Don't get in fights that are avoidable. And really tend to that fresh sense of wounding in the Taurus area of your chart as we're getting those opportunities with the new and first transits to Chiron in Taurus. So on Thursday, we really just have the moon sextile Saturn, and we have the Seven of Swords reversed. And this feels like failed deception. This feels like on Thursday, we're starting to like figure out when people are talking out of both sides of their mouth. We're starting to see the pieces coming into play. And we're also learning what needs to not be said, because not everything needs to be said. We move from there into Friday, where the moon opposes Leo Venus before going void. And this carries through that, like, there's some deceptive energy on Thursday, and then on Friday we get the Eight of Wands, and then Truth reversed. And this feels like there's going to be a lot of communication on Friday, a lot of big talk that is coming from an unfounded place and coming from very deceptive belief systems. So I want you to be extra scrutinizing on Friday the 3rd, particularly because for a lot of you, Friday the 3rd is also going to include that Mars-Uranus conjunction, because in my time zone, it happens 7 minutes after midnight on the 4th. So we're kind of feeling both of those. And this feels like big propaganda energy and potential destruction. Like, a lot of people are looking at this for disasters, but, you know, we've already been feeling them. We've already, like, the earthquakes have been happening, the big storms have been happening, the fires have been happening. And there may be more of that in the exactitude or in like Thursday, Friday zone building towards that. But just pay attention to what people are saying around those things, because again, it could be misleading. For Saturday, we do have another High Priestess reversed. And this is that aversion to the yin energy, aversion to rest, not listening to intuition, not trusting things, feeling stir crazy, feeling like you have to do something about everything. And part of that is that Mars-Uranus conjunction, but it's also the moon dropping into Pisces right after, sextiling Chiron, conjuncting the nodes. It's one of our last, because the nodes are at 0 degrees right now. They're moving on over and changing signs. We also get a square to Uranus and Mars from that moon. And then Mars sextiles Neptune. So there's just not a lot of clarity, and there's a lot of chaos and confusion energy for the second half of the week. Finally, we close it out on Sunday with the Pisces moon trine the Cancer sun, Mars trine Pluto, and the moon trine our Mercury retrograde. And we have the King of Pentacles reversed. And I will say, as soon as I drew this card, the phrase that came in is the king has fallen. So I just feel like I want to say that, but also it's just about, on a personal level, not getting stuck, not getting dogmatic, letting yourself move, letting yourself flow, and ensuring that your foundation is set. All right, super action-packed. Please, please, please comment if you have any questions or anything. Let me know how you're feeling. I love you all. Be safe, stay hydrated, trust your intuition. See you on the other side.